Federal marshals are closing the books on the largest fugitive hunt in history. Around the state of Florida, 3,400 people are under arrest for crimes ranging from writing bad checks to murder. News 4's David Goldstein rode along with part of that 11-week operation. And David, I understand some of the arrests came as part of an undercover sting operation.
Exactly right, Jim. Remember when your mother told you can't get something for nothing?
You bet.
Well, a lot of these fugitives weren't listening to your mother or their mothers either. It was called Operation FIST, which stands for Fugitive Investigative Strike Team, a massive roundup throughout the state of Florida. But agents needed a scam to flush out those hard-to-find criminals. Well, enter Puño Tours, a phony airline set up by the federal government. 200 lucky or unlucky fugitives were sent this letter right here, offering a free weekend retreat to the Bahamas. All they had to do was pick up the phone, call in, and win their prize. Well, the scam went so well that we went along for the ride, and the fugitive wasn't even surprised that a TV news crew was covering the free trip.
Ma, you're on candid camera.
The targets were given the red carpet treatment, a limousine pickup. In this case, the woman in pink, Linda Cox, wanted for bad checks and credit card fraud, taking her friend along for the ride. As the driver, who was really a federal marshal, loads up the bags, the women pose for bon voyage pictures. Then the mark hops in the limo, waving goodbye, not knowing the ride will really end up in jail.
Off to the Bahamas for the weekend.
Cox is not a bit suspicious, enjoying the lavish treatment and her good fortunes.
Surprised. I never won anything in my life.
But police have something else in mind. So as not to blow the scam, they pull the limo over for a routine traffic stop.
Can you step out of the car, please? Yes, sir. There's no tag on the back of your vehicle.
No tag in the back of the car?
No, sir.
Police act out an Oscar-winning performance, discussing that the tag might have been stolen, then requesting identification.
Excuse me, ladies.
Hello.
Do y'all have some identification? Y'all are in a car that doesn't have a tag on it.
Oh, my goodness.
Detective Sabatino pretends to call in the names for a routine check, knowing all along just who his target is. Then he puts an end to this fantasy trip.
Mrs. Cox?
Yes.
Did you realize that there was a warrant for your arrest?
No, on what?
Well, for worthless checks, for one thing.
Oh, you're kidding.
The computer just came back.
But Cox is still interested in her free trip and tries to negotiate.
Can I take care of it when I get back?
No, ma'am.
I can't?
No, ma'am.
Well, what I have to do?
I have to take you to the station now.
Oh, come on. Let me take care of it when I get back.
No, ma'am, I can't
come
do
right
that.
straight and do it or whatever.
No, ma'am, I can't do that.
The arrest goes down without a hitch, and the trip to the Bahamas never materializes. Now, you might think an operation like this is susceptible to gunfire because most of these people are violent criminals, but police believe the opposite. Since all of these people think they're going on an airplane, they know they'll be going through metal detectors at the airport and won't be willing to carry guns or knives.
Is this Mrs. Cox?
In fact, the scam was so convincing, Cox called back the next day, looking to reschedule.
My driver came back and he was pretty upset. The problem is if you're not able to make the flight when you're scheduled, the trip has to be awarded to someone else.
But the last Puño scam was out in the open. Marshal Wolfman arrested at the phony Puño ticket counter at Miami Airport. He was the 14th and the last.
Yeah, Puño just went out of business.
Was your last customer?
And we never had an airplane. It's got 2 kites, no string.
And the funny part is, if the fugitives had looked hard enough, they might have uncovered the entire scam because Puño in Spanish means fist.
David, an incredible story, but my question is, what are these people doing on the street in the first place?
A lot of them have been out on bond for years. Either they were arrested, out on bond, never showed up in court, or police really couldn't find them over the last few years. So the feds devoted the manpower, the time, and the money, and everything seemed to be a success.
Emmy or Oscar time, perhaps.
Yes,
Thanks,
definitely.
David.